the suppression and the vilification of menstrual blood is associated to patriarchal religions that we have been drummed in. You know, kind of that menstrual blood is dirty and it's yehi.
Yes.
You know, and both for women and men. If you are going to penetrate the vagina that is flowing with life force that is in the form of a blood, you should be aware of what that means for you.
As far as the North Pole is from the South, we are bridging the knowledge gap from centuries past. We inspire you to find your true north. From Timbuktu to Alexandria, from the city of Johannesburg to New York, from the Zulus to the Dogon people, we are disrupting the knowledge economy. We are HaaK Network.
I agree with Khalil Gibran. To you, the earth yields her fruit. That is your mind, and that is the gifts or even your talent. And you shall not lack if you know how to fill your hands. It is in exchanging the gifts of the earth that you shall find abundance and be satisfied. But yet, unless the exchange be in love, kindness, and justice, it will lead some to greed and others to hunger. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can be able to utilize and to employ your gifts and your potential optimally, surely the master spirit of the earth shall not sleep until all your needs are satisfied and fully met. The land and the sea shall always give you plenty and abundance in this life. Like Michael Naimi said, that the path that provides not for the wayfarer is not the way to fare upon. It's such a great honor and a great privilege today to welcome one of the amazing human beings doing an amazing work. She's the founder and executive director of Africa Ikalafe Pluriversity, an institution that is dedicated to personal and societal transformation that is grounded in African spiritual principles. Today, we are happy to host Dr. Mmatshilo Motsei. Welcome to the show, Mama.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to ask you when I saw the profile, what is a pluriversity? We know the universities, but pluriversity.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Pluriversity already, the word plural.
Yeah.
It is forcing us to defy the common notion that knowledge originates from Europe. It defies the common notion that African knowledge is not knowledge. So by calling ourselves a pluriversity, we are already saying that we honor a pluriverse of knowledges, because there's very few people in Africa who can tell you that they have been to university and they recognize themselves in class. I remember one time I was doing a course on indigenous knowledge and sustainable development at Stellenbosch University, and there was a young black man who was in class who was one of the people who were leaders of the four lists during that time, Fees Must Fall movement. And I remember him distinctly when he said, for the first time, I can see myself in a classroom. So pluriversity is meant solely to not use indigenous knowledge as a nice to have or an add-on, but a central core of the curriculum, central core of our knowledge as African people. So hence the word pluriverse. of knowledges and not
Yes.
one way of knowing.
Yeah. I like that actually, and it immediately took me to the multiverse.
Right.
You know, the concept of the multiverse to say knowledge cannot just come from cannot be regulated from one angle.
Yeah.
As in African cosmology, there are multiple ways that
There
can
are.
take you to knowledge. Is that what the concept is trying
Yeah.
to capture?
There are multiple ways, but there is multiple, in this instance, also include our colonized beings. As Mmatshilo says, by virtue of having been colonized, we have split personalities. The fact that I have a PhD in sociology from an institution that started as a colonial institution means that there's a multiverse of knowledge that I carry, and depending on the approach that I use, there's a chance that I can carry the multiverse of knowledges but still look down upon my own knowledge. In my research, I use indigenous research methodology. And one of the principles of indigenous research methodology is knowledge does not come from one person. So then I was sitting at the feet of elders most of the time, unlearning what I have learned as a young midwife in a hospital during the time of apartheid, unlearning that and kind of absorbing knowledge that is aligned to who I am as an African woman.
That's beautiful. But I've got to ask you this. How have you been? It's been a while since I last spoke to you, so you need to bring us up to speed. How have you been?
I have been, the past few, in fact, in August, I've been struggling.
This past August.
Psychologically. Struggling for two reasons. One, we forget as healers that we need to put a pause button, rest, and almost like revive. We also forget that when we heal, we absorb energies from the people that we heal. And therefore, we also must go elsewhere to be healed. As you know, the Setswana phrase, Africa Ikalafe. So I think the body came to a point where it says, no thanks. You know? In this modern society, we look down upon many addictions except workaholism. Workaholism is seen as a good thing, but it is a form of addiction and it impacts on us. So I think I went on a roll as a workaholic for some time. And luckily, because of the kind of work that I do that engages the body, the mind, and the soul, then I came to a point where I couldn't function anymore. And I went through like heavy depression. And also the thing is, when you hear the word depression, people always feel like, no, that's not something that you speak about. But almost all of us go through depression at one point or another. And I always say that depression, like trigger, is almost like a GPS. It's almost like a sign to you to say there's some part of you that needs attention, or there is some part of your life that needs attention. So my body was stronger enough to defy me. I couldn't do anything. I was planning to go to a 10-day retreat in Mpumalanga to rest, paid for transport. The following day when I was supposed to go, the body said no. So I have learned, even though I teach people to listen to their bodies, I
You
failed
didn't listen to
to
yours.
listen to mine
Yeah.
until it forced me
Mm.
to listen to it.
So would you say the burnout was purely the body, was just the body?
In my case, it was not just the body, it was also soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was also spiritual because my work is also spiritual.
Yeah.
And it was also the time when I went through some rituals with elders, and one key lesson I have learned is there's a gap as far as talking about mental health care of healers. We never speak about that. Like for instance, how Twasa, you go through a process, right? You go through a transcendence. And the focus is mostly just on rituals, knowledge, and not so much on how does that impact on you psychologically. So it's a new topic that I'm reflecting on.
Yeah.
That I mean, many years ago in 2014, I organized a session called "Who Heals the Healer," right? But at that time, I didn't look at this angle.
Okay.
That how Twasa, and you transcend, and you carry certain spirits in you. How does that impact on your psyche and on your mind? So last month was a baptism of fire for me. To reflect on all of those things.
Would you say you have now reset and you are good now?
I wouldn't say I'm good, but what I have learned is go with the flow.
Okay.
And it relates to one of the things that we are going to talk about today. Matrilineal time. Right? Not industrial time, not capitalist time, not corporate time, but time of the body. So I'm constantly aware. And also I think because of age, I don't have the same kind of energy that I have when I started adapting Alex, for instance. It's easy for you to run, defy the body, and. But when you come to a certain point, the body says, no, you are going at my pace now. So I am good in a sense of I now have deep respect for biorhythm time and matrilineal time.
I want us to go straight into matrilineal time. I can't wait because it sounds so exciting. And I want us to talk about matrilineal time and also linking it to, as an advice to healers generally, how they can use this time to connect with who they are or to master their system or to listen to their system. So let's go into it.
I like the word listen as opposed to master. Right?
Okay.
Because, I'm a writer, I choose words. I listen a lot to words. So I choose to pick the word listen. Listen to your rhythm. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your inner voice. Our education system develops our logical, rational mind. It doesn't teach us to develop intuition. It doesn't teach that. Even the way that we are assessed, we are assessed in terms of first class, second class, number one, number msela, the way that we are assessed is not focusing on you as a unique entity. So I think it's more about learning to listen. There's an author that I like, Gabo Mate. Gabo Mate has a book called When the Body Says No.
Okay.
And I love it. Because when the body says no, it forces you to listen.
Yeah.
But because we are living in a rat race, we defy it, even when it says no. And that's why even so many of us as young people have got the kind of diseases that our ancestors never had, because we are defying the body that is saying no.
But what is this matrilineal time? Expand on that concept.
Matrilineal time is cyclical time. It's time that is aligned to how the woman's body works, right? Our time is cyclical. And that's why our rhythms are attuned to celestial bodies like the moon. That's why when we are menstruating, right? So that's matrilineal time. And what used to happen in the past, our people used to build menstrual huts.
Okay.
That during the time when you are menstruating, a group of them would be there. A group of women who are menstruating would be resting in the menstrual huts.
Okay.
And the idea is to connect to Mother Earth. The idea is to be present and honor the blood that is coming out of you. That it's something that you are constantly aware of. So this is matrilineal time. But at this point, for a woman who's working in corporate, a woman who's getting to work every day, it's a different situation.
There's no time. There's no space.
Just no time to honor matrilineal time. The message that you get, number one, lead like a man. Bleed in silence. There's also shame around menstruation, and therefore there is no space. There's no time to honor the body. The message that you get is leave your cyclical nature at the door when you come to work. Suppress how your body suppress your biorhythms. And that's why we have so many pharmaceutical interventions that suppresses hormones in one way or the other. And that relates to also what happened during colonialism. That the powerful way of conquering a race is to conquer the women, especially control their reproductive capacity and the way that they view themselves. Once you conquer that, you conquer the race.
Wow, this is very interesting, Mama. And I want to state in my view, one of the most misunderstood phenomena is of menstrual cycle of a woman. And you've said, in the corporate has got its own, view of it, family, even in relationships, even in spirituality. African spirituality has scorned and been ruthless and brutal when dealing with women regarding the menstrual cycle. Like, for instance, they would say during your menstrual time, you are filthy. You are not supposed to touch certain things because you are filthy at that time. You are dirty at that time. Even in relationships, things like that. Would you go deeper and explain how we should understand that?
I think it's failure to honor the essence of life. Menstruation is the essence of life. And to understand that, one has to understand the womb in 3 dimensions.
Okay.
One dimension is the physical organ. The amazing thing about the womb is that in an unpregnant state, it's such a small little organ, even smaller than my fist, which is hanging in the pelvis. It's attached to ligaments. But this small organ is so mysterious in the fact that how it works with the entire body, especially during conception, to produce a child. So the physicality, I think the understanding of the womb is limited to just its physicality. There's another description of a womb, the womb as an energetic hub. The womb is linked to first and second chakra, as an example.
Okay.
Chakra meaning energy system.
Yeah.
And first and second chakra is related to your sense of self, your worth.
Yes.
And it's also related to your creative power, the power to create. So the suppression and the vilification of menstrual blood is associated to patriarchal religions. It is the patriarchal religions that vilified the blood that comes out of a woman as dirty and so on. I'll give you an example of how something that was used in the past that was beneficial now is defined as dirty. Culturally, after having a baby, you stay indoors as a mother. You don't touch anything. They cook for you. The elders cook for you. They teach you how to bath the baby, how to breastfeed, and all of that. The reason why that's the case is to give the body to return to itself. Because giving birth, there was an elder that I was working with in Mpumalanga, an indigenous midwife, who says something amazing. He says, at the time when you push the baby out, something has to happen to your brain. It's almost like you die a little death for you to be able to push out a full human being, right? So it's a deeply spiritual process. Giving birth is a deeply spiritual process. So elders understood that. And that's why there was a period of isolation. But patriarchal religion says isolation because you are dirty. Nobody must touch what you are touching. You are isolated because you are dirty. Instead of understanding that you have just gone through a powerful transition. Because when you give birth to a baby, you also give birth to a new you. When I give birth to Katlego as my first son, right? I also give birth to Mahwe Katlego. It's an identity that was not there before I gave birth.
Yes.
And
I get that, yes.
So it is a you're giving back to yourself as well, is a deeply spiritual practice.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to be there. It's not just the body returning to itself. It's also you returning to yourself and understanding this new role, this new dimension that you are now occupying.
And as we wrap this part up, Mama, how would you want people to understand a woman's menstrual period? What's the new understanding that you want people to have? And one of the things directly I'm interested in personally, it's a man meeting a woman during her cycle.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not just meeting in terms of exchanging energies. Because some they still do, young people. If you don't know, young people they still do. No, I'm using a condom, blah blah, and all those things. How should we understand it? And sometimes not even exchanging energies, like I'm saying, just to sleep with her, next to her.
Right. Before we even talk about sleeping with her or next to her, we no longer have rituals around menstruation. In the past, ho ne ho tla nna le mophato. Every year, the girls who are menstruating for the first time would be taken together as a way of celebrating the fact that they've started menstruating. And the idea is to feed positive messages into them rather than the negative messages. If you look at the products that we use for menstruation, tampon is an example.
Yes.
Tampon it's almost like hiding the fact that you are menstruating.
Yes.
And in my work, I know I'm diverting, but in my work, you'll be amazed to find how there's a chapter in my forthcoming book called Blood Money.
Okay, ma'am.
That menstruation is profitable. The shaming of it, the silencing of it, the products that are used by different companies that produce sanitary pads, tampons,
no, I get you.
and all of that. The major companies that makes a lot of money out of menstruation are in the US. But they're being bypassed now by countries in Asia. So yes, that's why I said I'm diverting.
Yes. It's a good diversion.
But how you honor yourself, there's kind of the Western way of understanding menstruation. There's phases. There's the first phase would be the follicular phase, biologically speaking, when the egg is ripening. The egg is ripening and preparing for ovulation. And women's energies are different in different phases. During the follicular phase, when the egg is ripening, your mind is sharp. You are much more energetic.
That's before menstruation.
Long before.
A period before, yes.
Long before.
Okay.
Like the egg is ripening in the follicle. And then there's ovulation. Ovulation, energy picks up, right? Energy picks up, creativity picks up. Waitresses will tell you that they get more tips when they're ovulating, when they're waking. When they are,
Okay. So
because
it means they are attracting.
Energetic.
Yes.
It's energetic.
Okay.
When they're ovulating, they get more tips. Ovulation, what does it mean?
More attractive, yeah.
The egg is preparing itself for the possibility of conception.
So it shifts your energy
Everything.
vibrations, yeah.
It shifts everything. But then there's menstruation now, the real, when you are bleeding, plunge energy because of hormones. That's the time where you want to feel, you want to retreat, you want to be alone. And that's why I made an example of menstrual hearts in the past.
Yes.
That's where you want to retreat. So that's the menstruation, the menstruation period. So once you know different energetic changes during your menstrual cycle, you are able to monitor your behavior as well. So I remember at a certain point when I was young, because some people also menstruate directly with the moon.
Full moon.
Yeah, full moon they start
Yes,
menstruating.
yeah.
Right? There are some people. So when I started learning about the phase of the moon, maybe when I start being irritable for no reason, and I look up and it's in the evening, there's a new moon. And then I realized, okay, that's the impact. And then I started crafting what I call a moon time journal. I crafted a moon time journal as a way of linking the phases of the moon with my bleeding cycle. And that made me a better person. I could then understand why I behave like this in this particular time, and why do I feel like this in this particular time. If I'm not sure, I would ask myself, where am I in my cycle? And that answer, where am I in my cycle? And then I would be able to understand why. But in terms of in relationships,
yes,
I think what is driving, what is more prevalent in relationship is the shame about the blood. We have been drummed in, kind of that menstrual blood is dirty and it's yehi.
Yes.
And both for women and men. And it's not just also menstrual blood. I mean, I work with women about our bodies as well.
Yeah.
We don't really love our bodies. We tend to look at our bodies with our eye with which men look at it. Right. We look at our bodies, we perceive our bodies from the masculine perspective. Even though we are women. So some people do engage in sex during menstruation.
Okay.
Some not. Some partners are open enough to want to know more about all these phases of menstruation that I have spoken about, so that when you are in in a relationship with a woman, you know that where are you, both of you, in the phase.
Even the behavior.
Yeah, where are you, both of you? Because, I mean, for you as a man, if I bring it back to corporate culture was created during industrial time, right? And it was created on linear time. Linear time and consistent profit. No consideration for the fact that there could be bodily rhythms and changes. And at that time, obviously, the majority of people who were in corporate were men. So there is that dissonance. There's that energetic dissonance that is happening.
What's your advice to couples? How they should handle the menstrual period?
I think first thing, the woman need to start communicating with her body more. I made an example earlier about doing crafting a moon time journal.
Yeah.
Understanding and communicating with your body more.
So there's nothing wrong to have sex
No.
during
No.
the menstrual period.
But elders will say no.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The elders that I work with will say no. But I say not. There's nothing wrong as long as both of you understand. Right?
Yes, yes.
Both of you understand and honor the blood. If you are going to penetrate the vagina that is flowing with life force that is in the form of a blood, you should be aware of what that means for you.
Okay. I love this subject. Can you please expand on the moon cycle, the connection between the menstrual, you touched on it bits and bits, the connection between the moon cycles from the new moon as it goes until the full moon, as it relates to the woman's menstrual cycle?
The cycle is 28 days, normally, 28, 29 days. And the lunar cycle is the moon cycle.
Yeah.
The lunar cycle is around the same time. Is it a coincidence that the lunar cycle and the menstrual cycle?
No, it can't be.
Right. It can be.
Yes.
And the moon is like a deep symbol of feminine planetary energy. That's why at full moon, tides of oceans, there is like a powerful energetic force at full moon. Powerful energetic force at full moon. If you go to the ocean, you'll realize that the tides, the waves are even huge. There's like energy everywhere, and therefore many women who bleed during full moon would be seers, would be women who are deeply spiritually connected or who have gifts. But the moon time cycle, the moon time journal for me, I'll tell you specifically when I was young and how it helped me. It helped me during the time when I started feeling, starting the war for no reason.
Yeah.
Right? And because I'm working I'm working with people in terms of understanding the human condition. When I ask people certain questions, I go home and ask those questions myself and respond to them. And as soon as I started to map the moon journal, I was aware that I feel this way at new moon. And this is when then the self-mastery comes. Maybe you're a corporate woman, right? The board meeting is during the time of menstruation.
Yes.
And that's the time when your energy is down. That's the time when you withdraw into yourself. Does corporate understand that? Is it possible to have cycle-sensitive scheduling? In big companies, maybe it's going to be a problem.
Yes.
Right? But then us beginning to be aware of cycle sensitive scheduling, such that if I'm a leader of a team and I have to go out there and get a deal, I will know that the best time is the follicular and the ovulation phase, because that's when I'm sharp.
Yes.
So that's essentially how this impacts on us.
I'm not sure if it's just me or maybe you've observed the same thing. When you look at the full moon, most of the time inside the full moon, you see a shade like a fetus.
Yeah.
Inside. I'm not
People
sure if...
see different things.
Yeah.
Other people say it's a fetus. Other people say it looks like a woman who's carrying a baby on her back.
Yes.
So there's many stories.
Yeah.
There's many stories around that. I think, but for me, that is key. Is how when you are menstruating, oya ngwedi, oya kgwedi.
Yes, oya kgwedi, yes.
Yeah, that is omo kgwedi.
Yes.
That is powerful, because most of the time when I want to understand certain things, I go to African languages.
Yes.
For instance, when you are pregnant and how do they know that you are 4 months, 5 months, 6 months pregnant?
Without the test.
Yeah, without the test.
Yeah.
They will start counting from your last menstruation.
Yeah, without this.
Yes.
With modern tests, yeah.
They will start counting from your last menstruation, and maybe every full moon they put a stone there or a feather there. Every full moon put a stone, a feather on the door or something. And that's how they count.
Mama, would you comment on why during full moon bizarre things are happening? Like the energy, some people feel overwhelmed. Some people, I learned that during full moon, most of the crimes happen during full moon. The house breakings, like so many.
It's what I call this powerful force that we all feel, that we have not been taught to understand and honor. And if the waves, the tide of the ocean grow during full moon, we are 70% water.
Yeah.
So it means the tides in your body
they also
grow, right? And that impacts on what you feel. Most people can't sleep during full moon, because of this strong.
Even nature, animals are restless during full moon. There's this sounds that dogs would make.
Yeah. Jackals.
During full moon.
Yeah, I remember one time we did a full moon retreat in Mpumalanga. It was a group of women, and it was amazing. We were just sitting there and listening to howling jackals.
Yes.
It's something that we hear about. I think it's reverence. It's reverence for this powerful force, because the sun has always been seen as the powerful celestial body.
Yes.
Celestial body.
Yes.
That's why it's called Ra. The sun Ra. But the jackals howling and the waves and everything, it's reverence for feminine planetary energy, which is suppressed in modern society.
For someone, for people who are praying, for people who are praying, or who are manifesting, or who are meditating, depending on how they look at it. In the phases of the moon, how do you relate? Is there a point, a phase of the moon where now this is the time to ask, to make your wishes known to the universe, to send your supplications to the universe? And then is there a time where now you give thanks, the manifestation that you've been manifesting?
New moon is the best time to start.
Okay.
New moon, September is 21st.
Mm-hmm.
New moon this month.
Okay.
Is 21st.
21st, yeah.
Yeah. I know it because I always want to know when is the new moon. That's the time you start the process of connecting, of meditating, of praying.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Those of us who have shrines in our homes, new moon is the time that you go to the shrine because you notice that it's the new cycle. It's the beginning of the new cycle. So new moon is almost like, okay, new cycle, you can start.
Yes, yes.
So new moon is the best time to start.
Many people are confused with new moon. When is new moon? During that cycle,
Slit.
that ring.
That's tiny slit.
Yes, that's new moon.
Yeah. And new moon takes some time, but I rely more on reading. Kind of on astrological readings.
Okay.
Because the astrological readings will tell you that new moon is on the 21st at this time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I rely more on that. But if I miss it and I see the slit, it's not late.
Yes, yes.
It's not late.
You're still within.
I still start.
I'm interested also in the menstrual blood. I've heard somebody, and it's a woman, saying apparently there are rituals that they can use, that they can do with using the menstrual blood. And she said sometimes you take your blood and then you can bath with it, or you can do. What do you know about that?
There are a lot of rituals, yes, related to menstrual blood. The one that comes to mind immediately was when Tate Motsei told me when he was alive that before men went to war, they gave them raw meat.
Raw meat.
Mm-hmm. And milk mixed with menstrual blood. The idea is to agitate your biochemical system. Yeah, that's the idea, to agitate your biochemical system. And there are other rituals that are done, and some rituals may be negative.
Okay.
For instance, people can get hold of your sanitary pad and use it, for witchcraft purposes. The spirituality in all its forms has got both the negative and the positive. There are instances where some women can go to the mountain who are menstruating together at full moon, go to the mountain and kind of drop the blood into the earth for grounding.
That's positive.
For their grounding, yes. For their grounding, for them to be one with the earth, and also acknowledging that this flow that comes out of me is in sync with land, is in sync with earth.
One final question, and believe me, the conversation that we're not supposed to talk about it, but I'm loving it. When people go to sacred spaces, you've mentioned mountains, others go to caves, others go to the sea, to the rivers and all that. Many times we hear that women are not supposed to go there during the menstrual period. Can you please explain to us why is that?
There's a negative and a positive answer. The negative answer we've already spoken about, because menstrual blood is dirty.
Yes.
That's the negative.
Yeah.
The positive could be you are not supposed to go because you are directly connected to the Creator, and therefore you are hypersensitive and hypervigilant, and you will feel everything. So that's the positive answer.
Yes.
So there's both. But also I have to say that religion, in all its forms, has a lot to do with vilification of menstrual blood, or any blood that comes out of a woman, as evil or as filthy. And it all comes down to how the woman's body has been defined as evil from biblical times.
Yeah. And finally, Mom, how would you like people to understand? I'm not sure whether you'll say women or both men and women. How would you want people to understand this menstrual phase of a woman? And you said something powerful that I didn't realize, the commercialization of the woman's menstruation. How would you want people to understand it?
I think the first thing is to overcome the shame around it and bring back the reverence and the honor of it, and understand the historical vilification of menstrual blood, and also open communication between partners about what's going on in a woman's body. I remember at one time I was doing a talk on what's happening biochemically in a woman's body during a menstrual cycle, and there was one guy in the room, and this guy says, "Why don't we know this?
Yeah.
Why don't we know this? Because we live with women as partners, as women, and I mean as partners, as husbands. There's an omission in our approach."
Yes.
By trying to correct the way that the feminist principle has been sidelined and suppressed, now we sideline the masculine principle. The right thing to do for me is sacred integration of both.
Yeah.
That somehow, when it comes to pregnancy, you are not just a person who produces a seed. There are childbirth rituals that you should know about as a father when your partner is pregnant. There are certain rituals that you do as a father, and that's something that men don't know.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was with a client, a couple that has lost twins, and the focus was on the mother. And I realized that we're not even focusing on the father, because the father also has lost something. If you go to a funeral where a child has died, we all congregate around the mother, and you see the father there alone. Or if the father is with some people, they're around beer or whatever, just drinking, because we have lost a way of also nurturing the masculine.
Yes.
So I'm also doing quite a lot of work on fatherhood and childbirth rituals. What is the role of the father? preconception, conception, pregnancy, childbirth, and beyond. The father has a role, and that's the knowledge that people no longer have.
I've got so many questions, but because of time, we'll defer them. I'm thinking you're talking about shame, and which I agree. In the villages, when a young girl, for the first time, she goes into her menstruation, it's a shame. It's
something to hide.
Yeah, something to be ashamed of, something to hide.
Yeah.
And many of these girls, they hide that for months.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be stigmatized, because it's something that is so ugly. So I really agree with you, Mama. Yeah.
Two emotions that are powerful in silencing and suppressing women. And that are working very well. Shame and guilt.
Yes. Wow, Dr. Mmatshilo Motsei. I've enjoyed. And our viewers must know, like, this is not the conversation we planned to have. But as the universe would have. Yeah, I wanted us, and I'm going to please ask you, Mama, to come back on our next shoot, to come and do part 2. Because,
which is?
Healing the womb. Because we have not, like, we started, but this conversation was important before we get to the womb. And now, because of this episode, we understand the womb better. We can get into the womb
as a physical, energetic, and spiritual space.
Yes, in the next episode, please, we want to talk about healing the womb, but from the African cosmology perspective. But also, you've been touching on that, which I think is important, the impact of capitalism and corporate culture on the womb's health. It's one thing I would want us to talk about on the next episode.
Okay.
On the third episode already.
No, there's a third already.
On part 3, I would want us to talk about childbirth rituals.
Okay.
And not just ritual, childbirth as we do it, from a midwife, the African way of doing it, and how we do things today, to the umbilical cord. Like, I'm so interested, in those subjects. Yes, those are the things that I want us to talk about. So please promise us you coming on the next shoot, we do part 2.
Okay, it depends when, because I'll be traveling the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It may have to come.
Yeah. No, our producer will keep in touch. But these are the conversations that we definitely need to have.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking to young women. They're clueless, to be honest. As much as I am clueless as well when coming to this this subject. So thank you very much for coming to the show, Mama.
Sure. And next year, actually, I'm planning an online course called Pre-Parenting and Preconception for people who don't have kids.
Yes.
But also to understand the spiritual significance of parenting before they even have babies.
Definitely. We should look out for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we come to the end of this episode. Please, the only way to make sure that this platform grows in leaps and bounds, and for us to be able to bring you such high-level conversations, you can just click on that subscribe button. On YouTube, Cemex Network. I am Cemex. Kamaku.